Today on OC News, antisemitism is seen around Los Angeles freeways and inside Cal State Fullerton residence halls.
Also, learn more about how to prepare for the upcoming midterm elections. On the other hand, have you made your plans for Halloween? If not, we have some cool places that you can visit that will leave you frightened.
OC News starts now.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts.
I feel blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students
at Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
I'm Carlos Vega.
And I'm Andrea Casillas. OC News is brought to you by the Cal State Fullerton journalism students. Although there's been more awareness to actions to fighting racism, the issue still lingers for more. Here's our reporter, Alex Granados.
Several dorm room doors at Cal State Fullerton were vandalized this weekend with discriminatory graffiti. The offensive graffiti was posted on 3 doors in Hawley Hall, which is adjacent to the housing office. 3 informational placards and a whiteboard contain anti-black, racist, sexist, misogynistic, anti-Semitic, and xenophobic words. This is the second time this semester that a racial attack has occurred. Vice President of Student Affairs Tenantzen Oseguera has released a statement, and the Housing Office and Campus Police Department have begun investigating the incident.
Fears of anti-Semitic beliefs rising in Los Angeles after a banner over the 405 read, "Kanye was right about the Jews." The banner was put up by an anti-Semitic hate group referencing a recent thread of anti-Semitic comments made by Kanye West. The individuals responsible for the banners stood next to them, holding up Nazi salutes along with another sign saying, "Honk if you know." West is now facing backlash from members of the community and from his previous business partners who have cut ties with him.
Today's the last day to register to vote for the November 8th election. California will be deciding on 7 ballot propositions, including abortion rights, sports betting, and new rules for dialysis clinics. This election, Orange County voters are closely watching the 45th district race between Republican Michelle Steele and Democrat candidate Jade Chen. This race is highlighting the growing Asian American vote in California and their place in the OC. And if you have not yet registered to vote, you can do so online and register at vote.ca.gov.
With the midterm election just weeks away, Cal State Fullerton students and faculty are getting ready. Our reporter Katie Kennedy has more.
Ethan Batatan is looking forward to making his vote count in the upcoming midterm election.
I feel like this is a really important election. This is my first time voting, so I'm not really sure on who to vote for because of all the different races and propositions that everyone here has. So I'm doing my best to research on who I think is fitted best for this.
With political ads constantly attacking the other side, the CSUF sophomore doesn't know what to believe and who to trust.
Everything just conflicts each other, making everything a little more biased towards one side than the other side. So it's just a little hard to decide on who to vote for and who I think is right.
With countless pieces of contradicting statements, it's important to do your own research this upcoming election. Cal State Fullerton political science professor Shelley Arsenault says there are a couple ways to do this.
State of California is kind of awesome in that they also will send you those voter guides. Those are actually really very useful, especially for the propositions, because they always do sort of a pro and con and let the people who are for and against the propositions speak for themselves.
And if you're a first-time voter, Arsenault suggests going to the polls to get the full voting experience.
It's just kind of fun, I think, to see it all in action. See the folks who come out and volunteer to check your name and to actually be handed that little sticker on your way out the door. And I think you should be excited about it.
To learn more about voting and registering for the election, you can attend upcoming voting information sessions on campus. For OC News, I'm Katie Kennedy.
As U.S. food prices continue to soar, expect to pay a lot more this Thanksgiving year. Thanksgiving turkey may be harder to find and more expensive this year thanks to the spread of the avian flu and inflation. The ongoing spread of the bird flu will likely affect the price and availability of turkeys this Thanksgiving. Right now, the price per pound of an 8 to 16 pound turkey is $1.99 compared to the $1.15 last year. Inflation has also pushed up the price of whole turkeys. Farmers and processors are facing supply shortages and drought while having to pay more to feed, labor, and fuel.
Get ready to stock your medicine cabinet. Health experts warn it's going to be a rough winter season. The flu, COVID-19, and a virus called RSV are threatening people's health. Some children are getting the RSV, which is leading to respiratory illness and straining some U.S. hospitals. However, the good news is that most kids who catch the RSV won't get sick. Although the flu for adults is a bigger concern among this age bracket, health experts also warn that variants of the Omicron variant could cause COVID-19 infections to worsen this upcoming winter season as well. And this is one of the many reasons the CDC recommends individuals get vaccinated.
Our weather reporter Enrique Medina is here in studio to get you ready for this week. Take it away, Enrique.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Let's look at our current temperatures here in Fullerton. So looking at our current temperatures right now, we see that currently we have a high of 75 degrees and a low of 53. We have wind speeds of up to 7 miles per hour and a humidity of 17%. I want to key in and focus on those wind speeds of 7 miles per hour. Although it isn't that high here in Fullerton, I do want to make note that here in Southern California Edison has warned and given out a warning advisory to those winds. So make sure, if you can, please avoid using electronics. We want to avoid having more brush fires around the areas of Southern California, so please make sure don't use those electronics if you don't need to. Now looking to our 5-day forecast here in Fullerton, on Tuesday we see that we have a high of 78 degrees and a low of 54. Wednesday, a high of 75 and a low of 52. For Thursday, we have a high of 77 and a low of 52. And for Friday, a high of 76, low of 54. And Saturday, a high of 79 and a low of 56. I want to key in on those bottom temperatures real quick. Those temperatures, it's getting a lot more chilly as the fall looms more. So for those of you who are going to go trick-or-treating this weekend, just make sure you wear a jacket, make sure you wear a costume that's a little bit more warm, and let's have fun. Now going into our national temperature, our national weather report, our national forecast. Here in Southern California, Los Angeles, it's sunny. We have a high of 76. San Francisco, 71. So here in California, it's not too bad in relation to the rest of the country. We see more in the northwest, Portland, Rapid City, Denver. It's a lot more cloudy with some showers. So make sure if you're there to look out for that. As we look into the more central part of the U.S., we see that Minnesota, Kansas City, pretty much that same theme right there. A lot more cloudy and a lot more showers. So please beware for that. And looking to the East Coast in New York, we did have showers. The Yankees, unfortunately, for you Yankees fans, did lose yesterday. So it's a gloomy day in New York. As for Philadelphia and Houston, let me pinpoint you guys because both of your teams are in the Fall Classic. For Houston, I know their stadium does actually have a roof, so may not be a problem. But for Philadelphia going into next week, we may see some issues. We do see colder temperatures and some potential for showers next week. So,
thank you, Enrique. Thank you for letting us know about the brush fires. Now, want to know about a new addition to campus? Our reporter Jacqueline Cedillo will tell you more.
The beat to the music, the feeling she gets, and her culture is what motivated Jasmine Bugarin, a Cal State Fullerton senior, to bring a mariachi band here to the university.
Music is just a form of expression, of language. It is the language. It's how people are able to express themselves however they want to, with their voice, with their music, instrument playing, their dancing. I think it's just a big majority of the culture is music.
Jasmine, who has played the trumpet from a very young age, has seen the lack of representation herself, which is why she wants to make sure that her Hispanic and Latino culture is represented and hopefully unite the community with the new mission. But she isn't the only one.
I've
very first time that CSUF brings a mariachi band to the university. And with the university being a Hispanic and serving institution, it will be a perfect opportunity for Hispanic and Latino students to add a piece of their home.
This new mariachi group will help show that there is a community that loves the culture of Mexico and wants to bring it to CSU.
To be an outside gigging mariachi, I want it to be the Cal State's very own mariachi.
Coming up, learn more about the Japanese culture and how it was celebrated this past weekend in Orange County.
Also, we'll tell you about some Halloween festivities in the OC.
This just in.
There's been a lot of collaborative.
Brought to you by the
Cal State Fullerton. OC News starts right now.
Now moving on to some CSUF news. The university's Office of the President announced scheduled to start construction this spring. Is expected to fit more than 500 students and
wow, I can't wait to see what they do with. In other news, CSUF also announced preparing for, but whether or not students will have the option to is still unknown. Many of the students who benefited greatly from the will say goodbye and prepare for the end.
The LGBT Queer Resource Center continued a decade-long tradition this month. For more, here's our reporter, Alex Granados.
In your face, raw, authentic, intoxicating fun guaranteed to make you lose control. The LGBT Queer Resource Center recently celebrated a decade of pride with a week of activities, including their annual drag show.
Hi everybody, I'm here live at the drag show at Cal State Fullerton at the Student Housing Piazza. I am backstage currently. One of our performers coming back down, just finished one of her songs.
Led by Nat Betancourt Arellano, students appreciate the support and exposure the Resource Center has given.
I think it's definitely positive that there is an environment where people who are part of the community can come and feel their full selves and feel like they're comfortable in an environment. So I think that's really nice.
The Resource Center is in good hands, with alumni and experienced queens helping and mentoring every year.
I don't know, it's always a fun experience. Every year something different. The students have so much great energy. I think that's the main thing, is the energy coming back for it.
For students in the LGBTQ community, the drag show is a great opportunity for them.
If they've never been to a drag show before, and if maybe they're not ready to go to a bar, here's a place that you can see some awesome drag and be with the community, and it's on campus and it's for free.
With his growing popularity, Betancourt Arellano is excited for what's to come, including eventually performing in the school's theater.
I mean, hey, you know what? I would love that, but I mean, I think they wouldn't like the glitter all over the floor and all the boa feathers, but...
The LGBTQ Resource Center will host a party this Thursday at the campus alumni house in honor of 10 years of Pride. This is Alejandro Granados with OC News.
Need a quick haircut for Halloween? Follow me as I visit a barbershop in La Brea to get ready for your night out.
This is 21-year-old Ryan Morales, who works at the Compound Barbershop in La Brea.
I've been cutting hair for about, I think 4 years now, maybe 4 or 5. Honestly, I lost track.
He believes that his youth is a factor that allows him to connect to students.
I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. I'm young. It's good to I can relate with other kids, especially in Fullerton. I can relate with a lot of students, so I feel like that's the number one thing.
His ability to connect and relate to others is a reason why many clients come back to him.
What's different about Ryan is that he offers a way more friendly experience. He talks to you as if you're his friend, as he knows you. He makes you feel welcomed. First time I met this guy, it was nonstop laughing, and I ended up coming back ever since.
So now that I'm here with Ryan at the Compound Barbershop, it's time for me to get a haircut. Let's see.
And during the time while I was in that chair, I had a fantastic experience. It was as if Ryan and I were just two old friends catching up while he was cutting my hair. And in quick time, he was ready to show me the final product.
And just like that, got done with my haircut. Now let's get back to the show.
But before we head back to the show, Ryan has a couple of words for anyone that needs a haircut.
Just come get it cut, man. Don't be looking like bums out there.
Did you know the OC Fairgrounds celebrates Japanese culture? This past weekend, our reporter Maria Cornejo got to know more.
Japan anthems are everywhere at the Orange County Fairgrounds. Orange County Fair brought visitors to the Far East. And the Japanese culture is celebrating for 3 days.
Still a bunch of anime stickers. I'm a little more on like the female side. But I mean, we have a big variety. We have big stickers for your car as well.
The day and night market includes Japanese food, pop shops, and musical performances.
How you doing, all guys? My favorite part of the event is all the vendors and the music and all the anime stuff. I really like anime.
I got to hear the new songs from the Japanese band. I am Maria Cornejo in Costa Mesa reporting for OC News.
The Fullerton Arboretum is in trouble of losing visitors after the school enacted a new policy. We have Brian Corrales on the field with more.
Hi, I'm Brian Corrales inside the Fullerton Arboretum after the school just enacted a new policy where visitors have to pay to park, which has drastically reduced the amount of people coming to the Arboretum.
For decades, since the 1970s, the Fullerton Arboretum has stood as a safe haven for students and local residents to unwind and enjoy nature.
Here, just sit down and do homework or be at peace.
But that could all be a risk after the university added a new policy requiring visitors to pay for parking this past month, charging guests $4 an hour. This has greatly reduced the number of visitors coming into the Arboretum, which in turn has also diminished the amount of donations the Arboretum receives, its primary source of funding. The Arboretum does not receive a cut in the parking fees. Instead, the money goes towards an account the university uses to pay for maintenance costs. However, parking is free during the weekends.
I didn't come just because I have like expenses, and I mean I can go to like a local park where it's like free parking.
This has been Brian Corrales for OC News.
And now for the latest in sports, Melanie Blanco has updates.
This week in sports, we had opening week for the NBA, a Romanian tennis player finds herself in hot water, and the Anaheim Ducks play their 6th game in the season. Let's check it out.
It's looking like a great season in the NBA. A lot of teams are expected to have a great start. Not the Lakers. They're having a hard time. LeBron's headed towards his 20th year in the league, being 0-3. Moving on to this past Sunday's game, the Lakers faced another loss yet again against the Portland Trail Blazers. LeBron had 31 points this game with 8 assists. Tough season for the Lakers. On another note, Romanian tennis players in hot water after being suspended Friday for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs during the U.S. Open this past summer. The Anaheim Ducks faced the Detroit Red Wings last night, with Trevor Zegras scoring the only goal for the Ducks, giving the game some life in the first period. The New York native is a great asset to the team this season. Ducks lost this game 1-5 against the Red Wings. We hope the Ducks better luck next game Wednesday night against Tampa Bay.
Our men's soccer team fought hard to bring us home a victory, but unfortunately, that was not the case. Our sports reporter, Brianna Munoz, has more on the game.
Fortunately, Cal State Fullerton's men's soccer team fell to Sacramento State 1-0 in the final seconds of the match this past Saturday night here at Titan Stadium.
This was the first loss in the conference at home, and some players were extremely upset of the outcome.
I'm pretty sure that served us as a lesson, because now we definitely need a win to make it to the tournament, and I'm pretty sure we'll get there.
Two teams are now eliminated from the Big West tournament, so now it all comes down to next Saturday's match for the Titans as they host CSUN on senior night at 7 p.m. Will they win and make it?
As I said, we want to play 2 good halves, and we were really determined to get the win, because then we could possibly have climbed up to first place, or at least challenged Santa Barbara for it. So ending up with 0 points and now dropping down on the table is tough to take, but I think CSUN should be mindful of what they're meeting on Saturday.
I'm Brianna Beverly for OC News.
Now more about the Cal State Fullerton soccer team with Jessica.
After a tough loss against Riverside, our Fullerton women's soccer team headed over to Hawaii, where they fought for their spot in the Big West Conference. The University of Hawaii put up a good fight as they surpassed us in shots for the first half, but it wasn't enough to score past goalie Mia Ranson. The Titans wasted no time as they scored the first goal of the game with a header shot from Kaylin Raybon, assisted by a corner kick from Gracie Raymond in the 24th minute mark. This marks freshman Raybon's second goal of the season, both being game-winning goals. With the lead secured in the first half, the Titans started the second half aggressive with strong shots from both Kaya Hawkinson and McKenna McGill, but there was no luck until the 74th minute, where Caitlin Berkman stole the ball from a Hawaii defender's pass, found the perfect angle, and secured a goal through the far post. This secured the Titans a 2-0 lead over Hawaii. Up to the 86th minute, the game remained action-packed as Hawaii refused to end the game without a fight. Our second half keeper De'Ara Jackson made sure no shots from Hawaii got past her, securing the Titans not only the 7th shutout of the season, but their spot in the Big West Conference. We currently stand 4th on the table with 17 points, along with UC Davis. We can close this tie on our final regular season game on Thursday, October 27th, against CSU Bakersfield.
That is all I have for you guys today. Back to you guys in the studio.
Bulldogs are running around for joy this Halloween. Find out why after the break.
Also, with spooky season in full effect, we show you where to find the best scares this holiday season. Stick around to find out where.
I'm Pet Milk Pete, a rough, tough guy. I'll shoot the whiskers off a fly. Why, I'll lick my weight in wildcats, too. The reason why I'll give to you. I grew up on Pet. Pet milk, the doctor said for me. A healthy lad needs vitamin D. My bones got strong, my muscles feel. They had to spring a tempered stale. I grew up on Pet. I outgrew that bottle like a calf, then switched to Pet, mixed half and half. That sweet country milk with half the water out, so I put it back in right from the spout. I grew up on Pet. And all the time, Mom cooked with Pet those meals I never will forget. At 18, I could punch a cow. I had my Pet with coffee now. I grew up on Pet. So take my tip, for old Pete knows that what you eat is how you grow. So grow up strong the Pet Milk way and have some Pet milk every day.
Placentia has the oldest pumpkin patch in Southern California. The pumpkin patch was established in 1976, and Emma Suarez takes us there.
The pumpkin patch has many activities for families to enjoy. Some of these include tractor rides, baby animals, carnival games, jumpers, face painting, and human hamster balls.
This is my first time here at this pumpkin patch. I mean, it's amazing. It's very family friendly. They have a petting zoo, which I never been to a petting zoo, so yeah, it was great. My family loved it. There was a lot of activities for the kids, and overall it was a great pumpkin patch.
The pumpkin patch demonstrates how people mined for gold back in the 1860s with the gold mining activity.
I'm here at the pumpkin patch in Placentia with Matthew. Matthew's going to be showing me how to gold ban. All right, Matthew, so what's in here?
Gold.
Gold?
Yeah.
Gold, and what is it, sand?
Yep.
All right, and then what do I do after?
So you put it in the water, and then you move it
Swish
around.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like I have a little bit. Look at that. And then this goes in there?
Just like how they do it 170 years ago.
Awesome.
You have one more right there.
I do. Oh. Missed one. Thank you. We just did, what is it, gold banning?
Gold banning.
Gold banning.
The pumpkin patch is open now through October 31st. I'm Emma Suarez, reporting for OC News.
Halloween is just around the corner, and people are excited to celebrate this fun day filled with costumes, spooky treats, and hanging out with friends. Lena Malmstrom has more on the story.
I'm Lena Malmstrom here with OC News, where I'll be asking students how they will be celebrating this spooky season. All right, so Fright Night is our annual fall philanthropy event. So basically, the chapters on campus or any like affiliated club with the school can enter in, and it's like this lip sync battle where they do like crazy costumes, dances, stuff like that, that incorporates Gamma Phi Beta's 4 core values and also our philanthropic partner, which is Girls on the Run. So the entire event is just raising money for them. And yeah, so it gets the community involved and then also is raising money for a good cause. So that's what we're doing.
Some students are planning charity Halloween related events, while other people will be planning their own hangouts.
So for Halloween, it's always been a tradition since I moved here 8 years ago to just go to this block party with some of my childhood friends that I met since I moved here. And what we do is when you were younger, of course, we went trick-or-treating, but it's still always fun to just dress up and hang out with each other. And sometimes it's tradition for some of us to sleep over, the ones who live kind of far away. But otherwise, we just hang out, we'll eat candy, we'll watch movies, and it's just a fun little get-together. Thank you for joining us today here on OC News. I'm Lena Malmstrom. Have a happy and safe Halloween.
Halloween is right around the corner and we are surrounded by haunted mazes. I visited one of them this weekend and I will say it was quite the scare. In Anaheim, we are surrounded by what makes Halloween the scariest time of the year. If you're looking for a good scare to get in the spooky spirit, Shady Pines Asylum is the place to go. Co-owner Adam LeBlanc was excited to bring back his maze, but with a twist.
So this year, a person that comes to the maze would expect more of like a traditional mixed with a technical kind of haunted house experience production where there's different show moments within the haunt.
Now, why should you come to this haunted maze instead of others? Because you'll find some of the scariest patients in Orange County. Many visitors say that this has been one of the scarier mazes that they have visited.
The scariest part, I think, was like right by the edge, where it was like that kind of like haunted woodsy area part. Mostly because you couldn't really see anything. You just kind of like heard like the people in the distance, like the guy right before the very end. I forgot what he was saying. It was something that was like, it wasn't me, and he's like holding an axe, and that was really intense. So that also is really jumpy, scary. So yeah, those were kind of my 2 favorite parts.
This maze included a makeshift elevator that many visitors seem to enjoy. If you want to get into the Halloween spirit, you can go ahead and visit them from now to Halloween. They're open from Thursday to Sundays from 7 to 11 p.m. I'm Andrea Casillas reporting for OC News.
Wow, so how was the haunted house? Would you recommend anyone else to go?
It was really fun. It was really scary, so like it made me like get into the spirit of like Halloween. But yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone to go.
Sounds good. I'm definitely going to check it out.
You're going to have to. And now, another place you can visit to get a good scare is our haunted car wash. Our reporter Melanie Blanco visited the car wash and tells us more about what it really entails.
With Halloween just around the corner, this car wash is taking your car wash experience to another level. This haunted car wash has really gotten the attention in the community, with selling out dates on a daily basis. Many people even out of the county are coming to experience this. Emily Chow came a great ways after hearing amazing reviews from friends.
My friends went recently and they said they had a really great time, and I've never been through one of these before, like a spooky car wash, so I thought that'd be a fun experience to cross off the checklist.
Now it's our turn to see how spooky this car wash really is.
Well, that was quite the experience. If you are looking to get spooked, you are in luck. Haunted Car Wash in Anaheim is here until Halloween. This is Melanie Blanco with OC News.
With Halloween just a week away, find out how this dog meetup put the bark into October. Our reporter Enrique Medina has the details.
With Halloween just around the corner, this dog meetup community group put the howl into Halloween. Long Beach's Bulldog Meetup Group, which has been around almost a year, held its first ever Bulldog Meetup during Halloween season this past Sunday from Long Beach's Recreation Park. To celebrate the upcoming holiday, many members of Long Beach and surrounding communities brought their Bulldogs to interact, play, and have fun.
We had the little red carpet event, so that was really fun. Yeah, I was very happy with the turnout.
With Sunday's get-together being spooky themed, there was no better way to better celebrate than to have a costume contest. Hi folks, I'm here with Sumo, who is dressed up as Batman at today's costume contest. But on top of dressing up as Batman, Sumo here is turning 1 year old. That's right, Sumo, isn't that right? But on top of just being here and participating in the costume contest and having fun, Sumo is just one of plenty of dogs who's enjoying a fantastic time here today. Sumo wound up winning third in the superhero contest, but was not the only one to show out at the meetup. One of the most beloved costumes of the event went to that of Brenda Chavez and her 3 bulldogs, Logan, Peggy, and Harley.
Yes, I was all the way up to like 9 a.m. in the morning trying to adjust their headbands. Just like I said, the unified theme, you know, I'm actually a referee myself.
On top of the adorable costumes throughout the event, the meetups also provide an important safe space for bulldog owners to share recommendations and advice for their fellow bulldogs. The group meets at least once a month, and the next meetup is set for late November. From Long Beach, I'm Enrique Medina, reporting for OC News.
Thank you for joining us tonight on OC News. Our next telecast comes to you Monday at 5 p.m.
And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at Titan TV. From all of us here at OC News, have a great night.